Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Look at this great big bottle corked and caged. This is from Coop Ale Works. They're out in Oklahoma. This was sent to me by Brandon C. down in Texas. And I have done one other version of their Territorial Reserve. This is a Territorial Reserve barrel-aged wild wheat wine honey ale. What a title. What a long title that is. Says 10.9% on the back of the bottle. Beer Advocate has it listed as 11%, so I don't know why that is. Maybe they did it before and it was a little bit stronger than this one. This is a 2017 edition. I have had this one for a while. Brandon sent it to me many months ago. I don't know exactly when they do this in the part of the year. I was probably thinking the first part of the year, but I've probably had this 5 or 6 months or longer. So finally decide, here we are in winter time, so it'd probably be a good time to do this. And the fridge is getting a little thin, so I said, well, we'll go get this one out and do this one. So hopefully we can get the cork and cage out without it spewing all over the place. These corked and cage bottles scare me a lot of times. Sometimes the cork comes out and everything's nice and pretty, and sometimes it comes out and shit goes everywhere and it's not so pretty. So like I said, the beer is a 10.9% according to what's on the back of the bottle here. Untapped has it at the right, but they also have the year listed here as a 2017, like this one. IBUs is listed on Untapped as 20. Commercial description on Untapped says, wild wheat wine honey ale aged for 14 months, long time, in red wine and bourbon barrels with a local clover honey. So when you put honey in it, that's a fermentable sugar. So I just don't understand why. Well, I'm just going to say this. I don't understand why they would do that, because the yeast is going to eat all that up, and you're going to end up with not so much of a honey taste. Of course, there's a lot of breweries that do that, and you still get a little sweetness from that. Don't know how that happens, but it does happen. What comes to mind is a lot of the honey beers. I think Bell's Two Hearted Ale uses honey in theirs, I'm not sure. But it seems to me that the yeast would eat all that honey up during fermentation process and leave it on a dry side. Probably like a dry red wine. So that's all we need to talk about. We got the ABV, we got the IBUs, we got the commercial description. So let's do it. Let's see what happens here. And a lot of times when you just get the cage off of it, the cork wants to come out. So I don't know what's going to happen here, guys. Bear with me. I hope we don't get a gusher. It's been in the fridge for a long time, ever since I've had it. So let's see if my little claws can get this thing to come out. Yeah, it's twisting, so let's see what we get, guys. Here we go. Listen for the pop. Not too explosive of a pop, but very nice one. A lot of smoke coming out. And it stays in the bottle. Yay! Alright, let's get it into the glass, and while I pour this, I will tell you, cheeses, pungent, gorgonzola, limburger, tangy, brick Adam feta, general digestive, meat, shellfish, game, and grilled meat, glassware snifter, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite tulip glass. And it says here can be settled for a long period of time. Looks like a wine pouring it out. It does have a reddish tint to it from the barrels that they use. 14 months in the barrels. Nice and clear. Good looking beer. I don't buy a lot of wheat wines or this style of beer, but something nice for a little change. Not much of a head. To the nose we go. That almost smells like a wine. It's not like a red wine. Big, venomous, great notes. That smells like a wine in the glass, guys. It really, really does. 14 months on those barrels. That would lend a lot of that character to the beer. It also almost has a tart aroma to it. Don't know what to expect here. I don't drink a lot of wines. And I don't buy a lot of beer that's been aged in wine barrels. Especially stuff that's been in there 14 months. It seems like a long time to leave a beer in a wine barrel. But it is what it is. So let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. A little bit of tartness there. Alcohol seems to be very well hidden. Heavy grape presence, guys. Heavy wine grape presence. Seems to be very nice, very tasty. To me, this tastes like you poured a half a glass of beer. Then you poured a half a glass of red wine in and mixed it together. This has got the aspects of a red wine and a beer. More red wine than beer to me. This may be something, if you have a wine drinker in your family, maybe your significant other half likes wine more than you do. A lot of the ladies drink a lot of wine, and I don't drink a lot of wine, but a lot of them seem to be more interested in the wine than they do the beers. This may be a good one to introduce to those people, gals, guys. A little bit of beer, a little bit of wine. But it smells like a red wine in a glass, guys. It really, really does. Not my forte, but something a little different, like I said. A little bit of sweetness from the honey, I guess. Not as dry as I was expecting, but it does have a little bit of that dryness to the back end. Interesting version of a beer. Especially for them leaving it in those barrels for that long. Big influence on the beer. So, well, let's right out of the fridge. Going to pour her a glass, sip on this for a little bit, see what we think of it when we come back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Didn't leave any lacing on the glass. This will be a good beer for the wine drinkers as far as I'm concerned. Very heavy red Cabernet barrels that they've used aging this beer. More wine aspects than it is beer aspects to me. Not something I would probably seek out or purchase, but glad I got to try it and review it for you guys. The biggest thing that stands out is the red wine characteristics of this beer. Very heavy on that. Not getting hardly any bourbon. The wine is overpowering any of that that's there. On the nose, it smells like wine. It smells like a red wine to me. Heavy grapes. Well, it is what it is. Final choke. I said, probably be a good one for the red wine drinkers to get into something other than a wine, something that's a beer that's been aged in wine barrels. So B plus for me, guys. I'm gonna give this an 89. Not my cup of tea, but glad I got to try it. Thanks, Brandon. I do appreciate it, sir. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 3.86. That's their B plus range also. And over to Untapped, they have it at 3.85. B plus again. So once again, we got 2 in a row here that were B plus beers all the way around. So if you've had this one from Coop Ale Works, this is their territorial release, barrel aged wild wheat wine honey ale. Let me know what you think if you've had it. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.